explain to them why, because I think it might sort of diffuse some people. Because I noticed from the hate things, they were like, "No, I don't know what's going on," and it's like I think if I just say, "Hey, this is the situation," they might calm down for a little bit anyway.
Yeah, for sure. So we could do a mass mail out, for like everybody that's sitting in the not picked.
Yeah.
So we can do a mass mail out around the criteria, so that's fine.
Okay.
And I think it's best that we do that. Just one email that goes out on Friday. Hey, we're a little bit late.
Yeah.
If you want to have a good chat, go and see Jason.
Yeah, no, that's totally cool. I just, in my own experience, the thing that pisses people off the most, if they feel like no one's listening and nobody
it's
is
all about
aware of them.
100%. It's all about not listening to their requirement or their voice. So yeah, I 100% agreed. So there was a suggestion.
Good idea.
Yeah, there was a suggestion that came through today and going, look, just give us a weekly update. We're sitting tight and being patient, so all good there. Yeah.
I also forward them on mental health articles. I forwarded on someone ways to get out of a funk. I was like, this is the person who said Butt was a shit boss, and I was like, no. And I'm like, oh well, here's an article we can read that might let you chill out. And she goes, actually, that's a really good read. I was like, oh yeah.
Nice. I mean, I hate to piss someone else off and not tell them where their order at, but go and read something for 5 minutes.
I was like, you need to chill out. Here are some ways to do it. This morning has been chaotic in that I've had to talk to the neighbour whose house burned down. I've talked to the neighbour on the other side of them, and I've talked to the police. I'm like,
well, mate, we're all in this.
It's a Wednesday, honestly. It's a fireside chat where you literally have a fire.
That's why we called it Fireside Chat, Nathaniel.
Yeah, because you planned this. You're the arson.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we've got earthquakes over here and in Melbourne, so it's all going down today.
Burning down the house.
Today's just a bad day all round, I think.
No, it's not. It's not a bad day. It's a good day. We've just we're getting more.
It was a good day.
We're getting more.
I met up with a friend, which was nice, actually.
Yeah. And your house didn't burn down.
No, I didn't say anything for that, because our house could have caught on fire, because we were the closest house to them.
Yeah.
So I was like, that would have been bad.
Yeah, so I'm going to go first.
Sure.
Holy fucking shit. Seriously, we're working our nuts off to get all these orders out, and I appreciate people probably have high expectations of the next day delivery, because that's what roasteries have been pushed to be able to do. But I just wanted to call out on our side as a company that's quite small, but if I was to say we're getting as many orders than any other medium to small side roastery that generally have 200 kilo roasters to be able to pump out inconsistent massive fucking batches of coffee that everyone hates. And I hate to say it, the big boys out there, it's an absolute machine. But in terms of the coffee operation, let me tell you guys this: if you want to burn out very quickly, go and start a coffee business. Because the customers out there are fucking relentless. Absolutely relentless. To the point of some guy is stating that this is a scam and that we've taken their money. I'm like, whoa, that is absolute rubbish. We're that old dude who's learnt how to make, in Japan, who's learnt how to make a knife, and it's taken him 50 years to produce a knife by hand, and it's crafted, and it takes 8 weeks to fucking, create. That we're like that. We're a small micro business bringing awareness to mental health. And so, happy to refund anyone that's unhappy or it feels like that they can throw shade on any roastery out there that is not delivering to their absolute expectations. So we're going to be very true to anyone out there who's going to send us hate mail. And all our crew will be mandated to push back as hard as they want in a peaceful way to make sure that everyone understands we're not a mega business and we're never going to be that. Which means that, last thing I'll say on a sort of negative note, those free orders that you are receiving, you mostly didn't pay for shipping. We did. And we've also paid for all the beans. This is a pay it forward system to make everybody smile. And that's it. I'm spending all my money and resources to create an initiative to pay it forward so that you're aware that we've got your back in times like this. So I guess, if where my head's at, if you're going to throw shade on any one of us, then I'm just going to refund your order. I don't care who you are, how much you earn, or what demo you're from. I don't care. I'm just going to refund your order. The feedback that I did get, and we talked about this earlier as well, it's really important that we take the feedback and provide, every second or third day updates of where everyone's order's at. And so I'll probably do that. Sorry, we'll do that and make sure. Is that an agree? Is that an agree? You fucker.
Yeah.
I was like, should I get a beer? I'm like,
You said I can't drink until 6 p.m. my time.
Mate, let's get a drink.
This is the first PM
Jace, I don't think Jace drinks. You don't drink, do you, Jace?
Not currently, but
All right, let's all get a drink. It's 6 o'clock, fireside chat. We may as well have one together.
well,
Stuffy.
it's cocktail hours somewhere in the world
Yeah.
all the time. So
I'm going to have to write a drinking policy. This is going to be my to-do list for Friday.
Mate.
I've said this though. I'm like, the amount of policies I'm having to write that are going to be specific to Barty.
Yeah.
That was easy to convince you, but
Nathaniel did call me the wave maker. So, whatever.
the wave
Yeah,
machine.
the next
So
policy is
redo.
my version of I'm not feeling great today. So
All right. So thanks for inviting us, Nathaniel. I'm drinking a beer. It's been a long day. And there's one last thing I will say, which has been quite insightful into the business of roasting and running a coffee company. Customers are relentless. And the second part is you can't produce really good top-notch coffee if you've created a machine that just pumps out coffee. And that's really sad because the people that are picking and packing are working, 24/7. I know the guys that we work with, Alternative Brewing, like they get in at 4 a.m. in the morning, start picking and packing for the orders that happen the day before. And then they'll work till maybe 5 or 6 at night. And there's a certain type of person that will, want to do pick and pack and work for a coffee company. Which means that to get really conscientious and really cool people who want to add value, it's really, really hard to get staff that you won't burn out very quickly. So the industry, I guess, in COVID land is getting fucking slammed, and it's due to the fact that there's just things that we can't control. And it's just going to continue happening. But what's really cool about it, people are tasting really good coffee and making sure they're buying it made to order and at home rather than trying to go to the cafes. And not saying that hospitality is not going to worry about that, but there's going to definitely be a shift in cafes going online and these types of businesses going online fully. So I'm embracing that, which is really, really cool. And on my plate, I've also just working to my heart's content. I almost literally fell over yesterday because I was just so dehydrated and have been working for the last 4 weeks, 6 weeks straight, trying to fulfill orders. So I'm trying to do everything in my power to be able to get everyone sorted. So if this is just a sort of window into the industry, then there's something needs to change. And on that note, that's all I got to say.
I just want to say, in these past 4-6 weeks of you roasting back to back, the skill level of roasting has gone up dramatically. From when I first tasted Barty, it was way over roasted, burnt tasting and uneven. And now each batch you do is consistent to the level of pretty much every specialty coffee or better in specialty coffee company in Australia. So it's like you're practicing each batch you do, and each time it's getting better.
Yeah,
and I've noticed I'm not sure if there's consistent subscribers who can notice this, but I've definitely noticed.
Yeah, nice. Thanks, Nathaniel. That's really cool. And thank you for supporting as well. The other thing is we've ordered a 7 kilo roaster that will be fully automated. We'll be able to. So we've bought 2 pieces of equipment that are really exciting. Nathaniel almost weighed himself when a whole batch of new coffee arrived today. And so we've got some amazing funky pink Barty that we're about to profile. And the way we do that, so we don't to keep that process sustainable, the way we profile is through an Ikawa, which is you put in 100 grams of coffee and then essentially you run 50 to 100 grams many times, and then you profile that rather than dumping 7 kilos into a big machine and then smashing it out and trying to work it out. That's not sustainable. So we've bought an Ikawa to just help us perfect our roasts. And then, we've got in the next 6 weeks, I think about that, we'll have got a handmade roaster arriving that's a 7 kilo roaster. Which will allow us to automate.
The brand name of the roaster?
Yeah, it's a local guys out of Brisbane that are called Coffee CRA. CRA.
Research Australia or something.
Yeah, something like
Roasters,
that. Yeah. Coffee Roasters Australia, and they hand build all locally. So that's really cool. Supporting local is great. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So we've needed to add. I've been on record with inquiries. So we've actually added 2 members to our team. So Jason is one of them. And then we've also added Claire, who I think will hopefully meet maybe next week's fireside chat. We'll convince her. Swap out Jason with Claire, try and mix up a bit.
A guest invite to our fireside chat.
Invite only, so you go. This is part of the club. Jason just enjoy it for a week. And so Claire is... So Jason is from New York originally, funnily enough.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 people who kind of spent time in the States on Team Barty, which is...
Yeah, amazing. And when I spoke to Jace, it was so random. 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. Hey, how you going? Thinking he'd be speaking to a bot, but I actually picked it up. And then we started chatting, and then we got going, and I made sure he received some Barty kit in the next that day. And then we got chatting a little bit more, and I'll leave it to Jason to introduce himself. But it's been I basically wrote an email back to him after he sent his resume. I'm like, you're hired. That's all I did.
And I thought you were joking, actually.
Oh, don't worry, I did as well. And I'm pretty sure Nathaniel probably did as well. We don't get
hired, really? Just like that? And also, I promised Bart that I'm like, listen, I'm going to try to keep this concise, but it ended up being an essay.
What we did talk about was originally we set up Barty for the male demographic, and I know Erin's amazing at her job, but to get a guy, an old cat over his 60s to be able to open up to Erin, that's never going to happen. So to be able to have an old cat with loads of life experience to be able to share and put out good like that's why I said you're hired instantly, because your values align to where we're at, and we're growing, and couldn't be happier.
Thanks. I'm pretty excited to be here, to tell you the truth. It was really funny though on Saturday because because I was up really early, and I like Bart said, I really didn't expect to be speaking to a real person at that time. And when my partner finally got up, he was like, "What was that about?" And I'm like, "Well, let me tell you." And he's like, what are you talking about? And then when the coffee showed up, he's like, "Do you have to pay for this?" I'm like, no. He's like, "I don't understand what's going on."
Yeah.
So anyway, now he's really excited too. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say. The only things I was wondering about as far as getting to business discussion was, you remember the guy, Bart, that you said, can you deal with him? And then Erin ended up taking over because she had, worked with him before. He said something in his email that was actually, I thought maybe we should consider it. He said, it says on the website that things get shipped, this time and this time, and maybe if it's not going to happen, you should say so on the website. And I just thought, well, maybe during peak times, we could just put a blurb like that on, this is a sale, so we're exceptionally busy. So lead times might be a little bit longer. Bear with us, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then that way it could sort of, again, circumvent the people that are like, I want it now. It's like they see that and they're like, oh, I'll go somewhere else. And it's like, bye, see ya.
The other thing is because we're selling at wholesale prices and we've got agreements with wholesalers to be able to sell at wholesale, it's just how it is. We've just got slammed, and in the normal world, those delivery times are what they are. We get our kit shipped as soon as the money arrives in our account from our warehouse in Brisbane. It arrives within 24 hours, and then it leaves with that coffee. Something that Nathaniel and I talked about and threw around, it's like no roastery or equipment company is doing coffee and kit because it's really fucking hard to be able to appease a customer and to be able to make that seamless fulfillment transition. In terms of FMCG and that piece of line of work, you can't do it at scale, and that's because no one's done it, and we are doing it, and we're doing it slower than normal, but eventually it'll just become normal practice.
Ideally we'll have a roaster for each Barty profile.
Okay.
This is just like when we have a massive warehouse, we'll have 6 roasters in a row.
And then you'll be overseeing it like from a higher platform because it's not digital.
That's what most roasteries are, actually. They'll have like an office up above.
Okay.
The people looking down, like.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so that's not a far-fetched idea then.
Which means that they'll find something to complain about.
Some people just like to complain, I've decided.
Yeah, but to be fair, Erin, this is the point I wanted to make earlier.
Yeah.
Everyone's in lockdown. They're trying to find a community, and if they're on Oz Bargains and everyone is trying to get a good deal, and coffee is something you can't live without, I suppose. So when a good offer comes up, and you just jump on it. And so I seriously thought there wouldn't be that many orders, but to the mental health piece, everyone's relying on Barty to be able to deliver them great coffee in 5 minutes. And so we do great coffee.
I definitely sympathise with all these people. Like, I get the chats from Sydney and stuff, and I go, I totally get where you're coming from. Like, it must suck for you.
Yeah.
I honestly, my heart goes out to you guys. I'm just like, I get freedom, but I'm still struggling at times. So I'm like, well, can't be much better.
Yeah, for sure. And Jace, anything else you want to add? Anything about you to the audience? No.
Not really. I mean, just so you know, I just kind of scheduled myself because you said it would be 3 days, right?
Yeah.
That you wanted me to work.
Yeah.
So I just put in blocks of 4 hours Monday through Friday, but it doesn't have to be at the time that I set, as long as it's not that little window in the morning and the evening. So if you want to have me move it around, I'm happy to do that.
Mate, I think let's just working hours. Let's just you work when you can.
Okay.
Don't feel that you can't. And I want this to be really open. If you're wanting some interaction with people that are wanting to see where the order's at, go for it.
You know what? I'm happy to deal with irate people. And, going back to what you were saying about people getting really pissy, it's really easy to be abusive when you are behind a screen. But when you were dealing with that woman that we spoke about, and you had me on the same call with her while listening in, once you're actually speaking to her, didn't she sort of go and she got all nice. Yeah. Whereas on the computer, she was like, and it's really,
Yeah, and
what else do I have to do for you?
it's the byproduct of COVID. Like, people are struggling, and behind the screen in a forum, smashing out, that must feel good.
Yeah.
So we're just on the other side, taking it as hard as possible and trying to do our job. And if you're not happy, then I'm happy to just refund you. Like, no problems. It's not like there's no delay in that. It just happens like instantly. So
and so far, I mean, a couple of anybody who's wanted a refund has already decided that before they spoke to me, which is fine.
Yeah.
But every time someone was getting really cranky, and I said, "Well, we can refund it," they're like, "Oh, well, no, I don't want that." I'm like, "Well, calm down then." But about the thing that you were saying before about how it's like making a custom-made knife, I think that might be something that we could put on the website, explaining how it's, really, a process that has some value because it's really unique, and it's not just some shit on a shelf in a warehouse that we're just throwing into a box,
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like you said, everyone's used to sort of the Amazon kind of thing where it's just like coming out like a cannon. And I call it the McDonald's mentality because we've all been taught that everything has to be in 5 minutes exactly the way you want it. And anything of any value and quality, as you said, it doesn't work like that. It takes some time.
Yeah.
And so,
cool.
Yeah, I guess that's about it. Oh, well, there's one other thing. Sorry.
We're here, mate. All good.
When you go to the website and you click on About Us, I feel like maybe there could be because there's all the sort of blogs and stuff, but I think there needs to be, like the business plan that you sent to me, where it's kind of like what our goal is.
Right.
Maybe we should have something on there, just kind of general that says, this is who we are, and this is what we're about, and
for sure, and just
come on board.
Adding the entire team on there as well, with a bit of a bio for how everyone rolls. Again, I don't want to continue banging on about me, so that about page needs to change. If you want to start writing it for me, that'd be great.
I will. I want a break from customers.
So, Erin, go for it. What have you been up to?
A lot. I've been thrown to the deep end a bit. As I say to Jason before, I feel like my job description changes every single week. So I started doing part-time hours, and now this week I'm pretty much doing full-time, which is great. I don't mind. It's just a bit of a challenge for me. I'm trying to work around stuff because I've had 2 things booked in this week for weeks. And I'm like, okay, have to still do those things. So I haven't had an article out this week, which has been a bit sad. Hopefully on Friday we'll get one out.
What have you been doing?
Dealing with customers.
Right.
I've now got a team behind me, I'm now a supervisor. I don't feel qualified. It's great. So Jason works for my team, and like I said, we've got Claire as well. So he supporting those two, also making sure they understand our policies. I had a good meeting with Nathaniel yesterday about mental health as well. So we're going to make that every 3 weekly sort of thing. Vent about the boss, vent about what's going on, jokingly, it's all good. And then last Monday, I actually wrote an article that I really want to discuss because I think it's at this point in lockdown, I think everyone's at the point where they just need to have a good cry.
Yes.
And I can't be the only one that has shed a few tears in the past few weeks. Not about work, though, about other stuff. But I was thinking to myself, surely crime's got to have some sort of scientific backing that it's actually good for you.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
It does. And this is the thing. So we've got 3 different types of tears that we don't cry. We have the basal, which is just like the normal, which is when we blink, it's got antibacterial properties. We then have the reflex, which is like when it's trying to get irritants out, like when you're trying to chop onions, or pollen. I have hay fever. It's crazy this time of year. But then we've got the reflex, which is, the emotional, which is when we cry, when we feel things. And they actually can show that they've got hormones and different chemicals in them that separate them. So that's pretty cool. I was like, that is interesting.
We all need a good cry.
Yes. But the thing is, women cry 3.5 times a month.
Women?
And men only cry 1.9 times. Like,
Not me.
Ever, I
I feel
reckon.
like men don't cry.
Probably like every day for me.
Stop it. I can't remember the
I was
last time I
chatting
had
to
a good
someone,
cry.
and she's like, "I've seen my husband cry 3 times," and she's like, "In our whole relationship." I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "So men don't cry that often." So, but then like you also have, so you cry when you're sad, you cry when you're angry, but then you have like you cry when you're really happy. Like I always like the idea of like the groom seeing the bride, like they always shed tears. I'm sure Bart did. I mean, come on, I've seen your wedding photos actually. That was a bit of a
Pretty cool.
I did a bit of stalking.
2 years ago now? 2-3 years ago?
I now follow Rochelle on Instagram. We follow each other, so I have an insider to you. Anyway,
Yep.
moving on. Don't put
We're
that in,
real
please.
people.
So yeah, like you cry. So like you see like the man crying up when they see the beautiful wife walking down the aisle, and it's the researchers in Yale believe that's because like we've got an overwhelming emotion, so it needs to balance our emotions, so they expel tears, which is pretty cool. And
might have a cry right now from all this.
So crying can actually releases oxytocin and endorphins as well. So you feel a lot better after a cry. Like I'm not gonna lie, there have been times where I'm just like I'm gonna put on a movie and I'm gonna cry.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Yeah.
Have some chocolate, have a cry. Recommend it 10 out of 10. I did it a couple of weeks ago. I just had a Friday night. I was like, you know what? I'm going to put on a chick flick, get ice cream, uncovered.
Good rom-com, ice cream. Yeah.
Highly recommend the Gallery of Broken Hearts, I think.
Oh, wow.
Good chick flick. Like, good. I really enjoyed it.
I love a good chick flick.
And but the thing is, in Japan, they've got clubs where they get together, watch sad movies, TV shows, read sad articles, and have a group cry.
Oh.
So, and it shows other people that you're vulnerable as well, which I think is really cool.
Barty Cry Club.
Like you cry in front of, like you might cry in front of your partner, or you cry in front of your sibling, or like for me, I've cried in front of my psych and my doctor. And it actually shows that we let our walls down and we feel really safe with those people.
Yeah.
So it deepens the relationship with us.
Nice.
So I highly recommend having a good cry. And also, if you want another good film to cry in, I have cried in Hamilton every time I've watched it, and it's not good.
Yeah.
I get to one of the songs, and I just burst into tears. Nathaniel's watching it next. I told him he has to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm like, this is his homework from me, from self-care. He has to watch Hamilton.
And when's the next article coming out? When's that article?
Hopefully, I've got one scheduled on Friday, which is the first of like a series kind of, as they come, which are on mental health profiles. So I'm going up to people I know and beyond. If anyone wants to be involved, I've said at the bottom of the post to hit me up on via chat and I send them out some profile questions, and then I get to talk about their journey about mental health. So they fill them out. I then talk to them face to face or via video. And the first one we've got is actually someone I'm close to. I could say she's like a sister to me, and her name's Jocelyn, and she's a nurse.
Yep.
And she has struggled with her mental health on and off throughout her life. And it's only been in the past few years since she left high school and started uni and started a job that she's had to really work on it. So that's really cool. And then I've got an article on Monday, if I can write it, which is my job tomorrow, Between Everything and Chaos, which we're looking at the causes of mental illness. So going back to genetics, which was a couple of weeks ago, and looking at genetics, environmental, all the things, brain injury can cause mental illness, and seeing, let's do a bit of research. But Friday I'm excited about. I'm hoping we'll get some readers as well. I've sent out quite a few of these profiles to people of all ages, and I now have to chase them up. But they'll just be coming as they come. It's
cool.
going to be
that sounds really positive. That sounds really good. Get some real insight into real humans going through.
Because you can't tell someone who's got a mental illness. And I mentioned this to you when we first met. Like, you can't pick. I get told all the time, you don't look like you have anxiety. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what should I look like? So it's to recognize it.
Cool. Nathaniel, what's up?
He's
dead. You're last in line. Don't feel bad.
It's been hectic in a good way, because it's like just being on the front lines of all these orders feels like Barty's getting some recognition out there. Like, we are making waves. It's definitely, there's a fulfillment issue that this is our first time sort of dealing with it. And so we're not just like late on orders. We're also learning what we have to do better next time. And I think it's going to prepare us for the next time we want to do a sale or something like that. So it's really taught us a lot about like warehouse inventory and all that, and like how the coffee industry works, the inner workings that you don't see in the background. Now I really have a good perspective on that. Didn't before. I used to know a lot about roasteries and like a little bit about green bean buying and then farm ops, but now it's like, oh, this is how all the kit gets distributed from coffee company to the consumer. So it's been really fun. We're so busy. We're just been busy. I haven't been able to write articles because I've been in the warehouse. When I say warehouse, it's like the Barty's.
I say Barty HQ. That's what I say. Like,
Barty HQ.
I'm in the West Australian HQ. You're at the Sydney
HQ. I'm speaking to a real estate agent to get us into a warehouse because it can't continue like this.
And should we point out that you put out your back moving things as well, so it really can't continue from a workplace health and safety?
Yeah.
It's not healthy to have that sort of stuff in your living environment because you can't get the boundaries, and then you're constantly working all day.
Oh, the hotel's upstairs, mate. I've got 2 levels. Hotel's upstairs.
It's got 3 levels. I've been told.
Hotel's upstairs.
It still is in your personal space.
Yeah, totally. I totally take that on board. Like, we were like 20 to 50 orders a week. Now we're like 400 to 600 orders a week. Yeah. So which is really cool.
We're from 30 a month to 300, and now we're on to like 300 a day.
And so we're about to hit 3,000 orders.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So processes need to scale. But what I will say is that we're doing some really good work, and this enables us to get investment to be able to hire the right people. We have hired the right people and the culture, and that's never going to change. And the whole paying forward, that will never change. So definitely want to continue to scale and do more good, because we're not going anywhere.
No, we're not. And I think that's something that we've had this discussion about, that, we're going to work on our culture quite a bit, because we're a mental health company and a coffee company. So we need to practice what we preach.
Yeah, and those internal sessions are key to keeping everyone grounded, and then pushing back all the customers who are trying to disrupt, and don't really have a view into, the coffee industry, because I'm positive that everyone gets burnt out. There's no doubt about it, and hates coffee. That's probably why people don't want to drink it. Anything else, Nathaniel?
Well, I just feel like this fireside chat has been a lot about the challenges of the past week, and I just want to inject some really cool coffee news, because it's not only been hectic, it's been really exciting. And Bart and Rochelle are the only ones here who can see how excited I am. But we've just bought a new pink Barty, and it's exceptional. It is crazy. So if you guys
I can feel your excitement through the screen.
You guys, I know, Erin, you don't drink caffeine, but you need to just try this coffee.
Send it to me, and I will try it, and you can talk me through it over video. I'll do it for you.
Yeah, we're gonna profile it in the coming week and hopefully have that out. I'm not sure we just need to run out of the other pink Barty. So this new pink Barty.
Oh, we've run out.
Yeah. You've run the last of it now. Yeah. Okay, sweet. So.
Oh no, I've kept a little bit just for made to order and then put it in the backlog, but I've kept a little bit. But we've run out of that. Yeah.
So this new coffee is gonna rock everyone's socks off. So I'm really excited about this. It's literally called, it's from a region in Ethiopia, Sidamo Natural, called the Bomb, and it tastes like that. It is
lots
crazy.
Of fruit, funky, fermented,
Yeah, so pink was one of my least favorites before, and now it's moving up to one of my favorites.
You're refining your palate gradually.
Really excited to share this pink Barty with the world.
Yeah.
And get that change out there. And we also just we've changed the green recently. This is the second one that we're changing. So
yeah.
Pretty cool. And we've got is it the Panama or something coming out soon?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that's another big one. That order isn't here yet, but we filmed a cupping the other day, and was it yesterday morning the day before morning.
It's been a
it's all
long
blending into one, yeah. So the FST summer geisha, it's a naturally processed geisha from Finca Santa Teresa in Panama, and it's going out as under the Barty turquoise label. It's a new label, and it's specifically for this FST series. You can get it one off, or by itself, or you can get it in a 3 or 4 pack. And this coffee, just in the cupping, was phenomenal. It was one of the best coffees I've had in years, and since being back in Australia, moving back. And so we're really excited to release that. The shipment's on its way. We got confirmation from
the farm,
Finca Santa Teresa. So yeah, that's going to be a killer, that one.
and probably not suited for the Oz Bargains crew because it's really fucking expensive.
Which is why we're selling it, because we don't want to get the hate. I've had people actually ask me what's the difference between the premium and the standard, and I'm like, the price is and the quality. Have you seen the price difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're paying for the work that's put into it
Exactly.
throughout the whole supply chain, going all the way back to the farmers, which is what we're all about. Is making sure that we're buying from sustainable producers, distributors, and it's really cool. We've said this a bunch of times, but to work directly with Finca Santa Teresa back in Panama to have that connection. So this new coffee is crazy good, the summer natural.
Yeah.
And we're going to cup the other ones shortly, but we're just spreading them out so we don't do them all at once.
Yeah,
We
so
have time.
yeah. So the next cupping will be Friday, I think. Do an early session, and we're going to cup the entire range, I think, but it's up to Nathaniel. But yeah, do the entire range in lieu of all of that arriving. So that's it.
Pretty good. I think it's all happening at Barty. I was just saying to someone, I feel like literally overnight it's changed, and none of us could see it coming. I know it took Bart off by surprise because he was like, I've broken the internet. And I was like, yes, you have. And it's now just rolling on. And I'm just shocked because I had people saying to me, you're crazy for working for this guy. You don't know what he's doing. You don't know what he's like. You've never met him face to face. And I'm like, no, I know there's something going on here. And it's awesome, but it's totally scary for everyone.
Yeah, it's okay. We just lean into it and get it done. I know that we're doing a lot of I always wanted to start a company that saves lives, and there's no doubt about it. That's what we're doing.
Keeping people caffeine fueled.
Well, making sure that they're present and aware that the Barty brand is purely around mental health.
Did you see that person who did the Strava challenge, and he responded that he actually ran for 10Ks today or something? I was like, that is awesome.
And then, it was really, really cool. He goes, mate, thank you so much. I just did 10K run today. I'm like, sweet. And then he went, where's my order?
This is awesome. Honestly, it's getting people out. I'm like, we bribe people with coffee. This is what we
To make them talk. To make them talk.
Yeah, but that was cool. I mean, I've got the Strava app on my phone, and I'm like, I'm meant to be using it to walk. Haven't used it.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It'll happen.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go and take the night off because I need to. Otherwise, I'm going to implode, and I can't do that. But yeah, let's keep tracking along. We'll see you tomorrow, and thank you so much again. Lots of love.
Peace. You're welcome, Jason.
Thank you. Welcome,
Jason, for the one-off. No kidding. He's part of this. Honestly, he's awesome when you talk to Jason. He's got a lot of cool stories.
Plenty of cool stories, Jace. I reckon
you haven't scratched the surface.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow morning's meeting with Claire, because you two are going to give me some
you know what, Jace? I feel like I need to put on the little Barty chatbot, what's your age? If you're over 60, go and talk to Jace. Have a chat.
Let me deal with
Have
the
a
young
chat.
Because he can calm them down, though. I'm like losing my cool, and he's like, oh yeah, this is all good, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, and also, you know what, just to back up a little bit and sort of touch on what Nathaniel said. It isn't. I mean, we're kind of focusing on like the difficult people, but there's also so many more that are so happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just saying, this is so great. I love it. You guys are wonderful. I've had such a great experience, and I love your product. And so we need to sort of acknowledge that too, because that sort of din from those few crazy, noisy people shouldn't overshadow the good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I now eat my words when Temple and Webster are a you might know them, Temple Furniture Company, and everything comes out of China, and literally everything, like, it's 2 weeks delivery, but everything was late for about 5 months. And so we moved into this place, and we were sleeping on the floor because they couldn't fulfill. So I eat my words. Like, that stuff is hard, especially in COVID, not to be able to deliver stuff on time or to that promise. So we're gonna work harder to keep people updated.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully people have cafes nearby that they probably do. Like, you just have to buy your coffee out.
People realize that they're talking to people, not robots. I'm sorry. I had someone say, "Oh, you're a human." I was like, "Yes, I am a human."
Last time I checked.
I wouldn't mind being a robot. I'm all for anybody. I'm sick of one, but hey, I'm just like, I am a person. I will fight back.
Saying things we don't mean.
Seeing the tip of the iceberg.
Nice. Thanks, guys. Everyone go. Thank you so much. See ya.
Have a good night.
Calling me a liar, trying not to let my feelings get to me. Sometimes I can't let them go. So now I got these voices. Now I got these voices in my head. I can focus. Feels like I've been hypnotized. I'm terrified of losing you. Touching your body, but feeling like I'm all alone. You don't seem to want me, even though you told me so.